Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you guys are amped about this one, because in this one we're going to be finishing off our Civivi Yonder versus Civivi Elementum video. And I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of heating up. We're just going to do it a little bit different, and we're going to extend out the video a little bit. So, if you watched the short, you saw that I'm a tad bit partial to this knife. Zach Whitmore, I think, did a great job designing this knife. We have 14C, 28N, and then G10 scales. The G10, I wish was micarta, I'll be honest. But other than that, this is my favorite knife, I think, by far, right now. I will say it's a little small. I think I said in the past video, if this was a 3 1/4 inch blade, there would be no contest that this is the greatest knife of all time, in my opinion. This, I believe, is also 14C 28N G10. The G10 pattern on this one, you can kind of see it. It's just way more textured, But I have my problems with this one as well, because this pocket clip is not reversible. And I don't know if you can see it, but left-handed people like myself, we don't pull our knives out like this from the right-hand side. We pull it out from the left-hand side. And then guess what? That changes my position on how I open this thing whenever I get it out. It's not too much to complain about, in all honesty. I mean, I've done it my whole life, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But I've noticed as I'm getting older, it is just a preference thing. If I can swap my pocket clip around like I can on this one, it is a lot simpler to just do that than it is to pull it out and then have to orientate it to put it like that. So, well, I mean, like if you typically pull it out like this, just so you know, and then you have to move your hand. It's just a little awkward, we'll say. Now, we've already done a wire test on both of these. If you would like, we can go ahead and do it again. So, yeah, I guess we will. Screw it. So, the Civivi Elementum, it does fit in your hand very well. However, whenever you're cutting wire, like I tend to cut wire, you always orientate it. Orientate it? Is that a word? Orient it backwards. Because I want to cut into the insulation. Whereas, I mean, I've never seen anybody cut it like this. We might think you're a tad bit retarded if you cut that way in the field. But, so the way we orient it is we do like this and push into it and then twist. And I can feel it cutting very well. Very well. But whenever we get to the actual cutting of it, you'll notice there's that little bit of, it's off right there. So it's not going to go all the way through, and I'll show you that in a second as well. But I like to push with this thumb away from me. I'm just pushing pressure like this right now. I push away from me, and then I do have to do it twice sometimes, depending on how sharp the knife is, or, you know, how I don't really want to damage my knife by digging into copper, even though copper is a soft metal. But, okay, and then now you'll see there's a gap. There's a gap. I like to dig into it because at this point, there's no reason for me to take my knife and to pry it open. Some people get upset if you pry with a knife. I personally think it's a tool. I'm going to take a screwdriver and I'm going to pry with it. I'm going to take other things that are not hammers and I'm going to use them as hammers. So if I pry with a knife, it's not that big of a deal. But if a knife can't be pried with, I mean, what's the point of having it? Like right now, for instance, I can't get my thumb in there, so I'm going to take it, I'm going to dig it in, and I'm going to pry it just a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you have a problem with that, there might be something wrong with you. I mean, but it did do really well. It did very well in that aspect of, it cut very well. I mean, I did have to make that little cut right there for it, but as you can see, came off perfectly fine after that. Now, I will say, the Civivi Yonder, I've done this a few times with the Civivi, with this Yonder, I mean, they're both Civivis. It does very well at the wire test. The way that the blade is oriented, there we go, we said it right that time. The way that the blade is oriented, it gives me a very good thumb ramp. I wish there was more jimping down the backside of the blade. I don't know if you can really see that. but it stops right here. I don't know about you, but I don't cut with my thumb way back here. I cut whenever I'm pretty stretched out. However, in this aspect, we're gonna flip it around just like we did with the other one. We're gonna push into it like we're biting an apple or peeling an apple. Oh yeah, I feel it. It feels very good whenever you're cutting deep into the insulation. Go all the way around. And then, you can see we actually touched on that one. And then dig, push. And this blade does very well at that. So we're gonna dig right there and then push right there. So, and I think it did it first try, in all honesty. Yep, it did. So now we're gonna do the same thing as that one, just to show you that I pry with all of them. So we're gonna do just like that. Boop. It's up. I know it's up. I'm gonna grab it, and then yep. See, it's just so good at certain things. By the way, this looks awesome. It looks kind of like a little bow tie. Now, we did a. Plus, it's just so fidgety. Just look at it. It's so fidgety. Anyway, we did the rubber hose test, and I'll be honest with you. The Civivi is just a bit sharper, and that's probably just because I carry it less. So it did better at the actual cutting portion of it, getting into the rubber. However, this one feels better whenever you're actually pushing pressure into it. Whenever I'm pushing pressure into the hose, that's whenever it feels the best. This one, the Civivi, or the it is the Elementum. Whenever you push the Elementum, it doesn't really push all that well, just because you have your hand back here, but because this one has the fat belly on it. But slicing with it, it does feel better, in all honesty. So, that being said, I have one more test that I want to do with these. I don't know why I threw that knife over there. I want to see if I can cut through. This is, I actually made a little leather strop. It's kind of crappy, so don't laugh at me. But I made a little leather strop out of an old tool belt that I have. It's very clean. It was sitting in my drawer over here. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with the leather. But this is a nylon, very, very well stitched nylon belt that it came with. And I want to see how these cut through this. And I just know I'm going to cut this matte, but I want to see. So we're going to take it and I'm going to cut it just like this, just one good time, and then see what it does. I mean, that's the kind of test you're looking at with just running your hand over it one time. That's what you're getting. So you know, you do that one time, you come back this way, you're going to, yep, look at that. Cut through it, no problem, no problem. And look at all those different fibers in there. There is a lot to cut through there. So, man, the Elementum, I feel like did very well on that test. So we're going to do the same thing with the Yonder. I have a feeling the Yonder's not as sharp. It's not going to do as good. But we'll see. See, I can choke up a little bit more. You know what? We'll change our position. No, I don't like that. We're going to cut one good time. Yeah, it didn't do near as well. Look at that. So whenever it comes to slicing, I think the Elementum is going to have to take the cake on that one. We're going to cut through it just to see how much more it needs to get it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not that bad. So let me see if I can get it in the camera. There. I'm just trying to show you the amount of force that I'm putting on it. So I would argue the Elementum is the better slicer. The Yonder is, man, I would say that the Yonder is better all around than the Elementum. But the certain tasks, or the specific tasks, that the Elementum is good at, it is very good at. So, I don't know how we grade this. Let's cut through some leather real quick. Let's see. So this is a little piece of leather that was on that tool belt. I just want to see something real quick. So let's see how the Elementum does with just cutting through some leather. This is like an everyday task, right? I mean, pretty good. Look, very little tension, very little tension. Let's see what this does. So I do like that belly. I mean, honestly, that was less tension than the Elementum. Man, that is tough. So in the video, the Yonder versus the Vostede Raccoon, I ended up giving the Yonder a 8.3. 8.3. That is a monster score, in my opinion. 8.3, whenever the best of the best is going to get a 10, which I've never come across a 10. But I think an 8.3 is fantastic. I gave the raccoon, or I'm sorry, not the raccoon, the porcupine, a 7.9. I don't remember what I gave the Elementum whenever I did the raccoon versus the Elementum, but I think I'm going to have to go up on its score a little bit, and I think we're going to say, it's tough, 8.1? 8.1. 8.1, I think, is a very good score for the Elementum. I mean, there's a reason. It's tried. It's true. I mean, I think everybody has one of these. I can understand why, but I'm going to stick with my original score, 8.3, on the Yonder. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to stick with the original score, 8.3, on the Yonder. And I think it's well-earned. It's well-earned. This is, I mean, you know, think crossbar lock. If I had the micarta scales one, oh my goodness, I don't think I'd ever carry another knife. The 14C 28N blade, it's a fantastic design on the blade. Big belly. I think they call this a reverse Tonto. I don't remember if it was no, it wasn't a one clip. It was definitely a reverse Tonto. I just don't think that there's a better knife right now for the price point. This one is, I think it was 55 bucks, 55, 60 bucks. And then you got to think this one is also around that $55, $60 mark. So out of the two, which one am I taking? I'm taking this one every day, all day. I don't think there's any more that I can say about this knife that hasn't been said. But if you do not have one of these, I would definitely get one. I know that the 2.84 inch blade is a little intimidating because you think it's small. I did too. I'm used to carrying a 3.5 inch blade every day. But look, your pinky cups right here, you get a full grip on it and you still have plenty of room for that blade. I think it's fantastic. I think you should definitely get one. If you don't have an Elementum, I don't know what rock you're living under, definitely get one of them too. This one is just a regular, I mean, satin finish black G10. It came from Walmart for, I believe, 50 some odd dollars. I mean, there's really no reason to not have one of these. I think it's a little too small for what it is for me. I want one of the button locks. The button lock, I think it's like 3.25 inch blade, I think is what it is. I want one of those because this blade comes in right at 3 inches. I can't say that I hate it. I love this knife. I love it. I wish this pocket clip would go on this side, and I wish it was just a little bit longer for what it is. I mean, if I can get this one and this one for the same price, I'm taking this one. I'm taking this one all day long. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you should too.